Welcome back. So today I'm just need to talk a little bit about mainly Tainted Grail. This is the main box, but more specifically I want to talk about Red Death because I find that there is actually very little information and very little video that about people who talk about this final expansion to Tainted Grail. But before I go about talking about it, you notice that in my previous post I talk a lot about storage and stuff like that, which actually is a very big thing because look at these three boxes here, with the thickness of this and so on, and you can realize that it's a very big challenge. In fact, I think it's really kind of it's a pity because the Red Death box actually is pretty big, but there's really nothing much inside. So I tell you what, I will take out this box as well as the Tainted Grail box to show you how to integrate the first two, I would say the first three campaigns together, just to add on to my previous video, which actually I mentioned about the dividers. I had used the word tabs, but it's actually dividers, and how I think I will integrate Red Death, which actually nobody really talk about much of it, not even on BGG. So I'm gonna have to put this down for a bit. Okay, well, I can open the box when I talk, so that's no big deal. Okay, so this is actually the expansion box. I neatly used the plastic wraps that came with it, with all the sheets. Basically all the letters I've kept them in separate sequence in case I would pass this to anybody else. So the only letter that's a bit challenging is the Niam has actually letters for both, and there isn't really because the rest of the characters are actually different for different campaigns. I've said that Niam who actually will appear in all three campaigns, and to tell them apart, basically you actually have to take a look at the signature here. The one with a lot of signatures, I believe, is the one that is for the Last Knight, and she doesn't start with any titles in the Age of Legend. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember. Yeah, see, there was one here. Sorry, this is the one with a lot of titles. This is the one in the original campaign. Yep. So I wrapped them up back to back so that I would not make a mistake, which obviously I just did, but at least they are in the right campaign. I could just check the save sheet here to tell which campaign that belongs to. This is the Last Knight campaign actually. Yep. And I kept the original campaign in another wrap, which actually this is one of the wraps that came with the sticky tabs here, with a save sheet as well. This is for the original Fall of Avalon. Okay, so if you look at this is something that I have printed because I really like someone has actually colored this based on the original grayscale, and this was actually very great idea for Standee. I've said that it didn't really work for me because I play in an environment that's rather windy, and as you can imagine, this looks like a sail ship on once it becomes Standee and it starts floating around. So what I had is this plastic sheet is as per normal. Normally all the Tainted Grail box comes with these plastic sheets that actually has the Tainted Grail emblem on it, so you can see here. Pretty neat, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is all the printed dividers that I actually posted for BGG from BGG. Someone has designed it very nicely. He has also designed the additional tabs to contain the campaigns for both the Age of Legend as well as the Last Knight. So as you can see, the two books, I have actually opened it just because I needed a setup actually, which is so sad. Actually, I didn't reuse the rest of the book because I was using the apps. The same thing with the Last Knight. And this is how I have originally organized this. The cards that comes for the expansions basically mixed into the original campaign. So the secret cards there's from 1 to 100 has been placed into the main campaign box, which I'll show you later. These are the miniatures if you are using any of the characters from the additional campaigns. I mean from the 2 campaigns. And there are additional character sheet which I actually put all here because will not be using them at all. I played through all 3 campaigns using them because she feels like she's a reoccurring character. Okay, but for whatever reason, I have actually played through that using her and didn't really use much of the characters. So basically, how to organize this box is that once you've unwrapped everything, you will use 2 of the bigger slots. These slots are slightly bigger, or not really bigger, but you can roughly judge that it's big enough. And this one is a bit bigger to keep the events as well as the location cards, not location cards, the encounter cards for the 2 different campaigns. And the printed dividers should give you the nice descriptions of which campaign this belongs to, as you can see here. So that's how I place this. The events, you could like split them into two colors here, 2 colors inside. And then this is all the random encounters and the campaigns. Not the campaigns, just the random encounters perhaps. And the special A to whatever letters that is. And then these are all the rest of the events. I will just like split them roughly into half so that the tab looks good on it. So this is the way I'll store both of them. The 4 characters, I will store their 1 to 15 cards for both combats and diplomacy. So for different campaigns, I will have them 4x4 here. And lastly, these 2 big slots are for the big location cards. As you can see, they are also separated in different campaigns. So I have this is the Age of Legend, which actually I almost use every single cards already. And then there are some discarded cards which I actually could keep like this inside. So it's up to you how you want to put the divider in. But seriously, after you finish playing this once, you probably have to reset everything. Maybe we just like arrange it from the starting to the lowest to the highest number will be fine. But I also kept the way the last night played ended. This was like the discovered cards, the cards that were not discovered, and these are the cards that have been discarded. So how we will proceed when you want to play a campaign with this kind of storage is that you will swap this set out with the Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon set, and then they will place here, and they will be dividers for that, which actually I just showed here just now. So you see that there will be dividers made for the Fall of Avalon. Yep, as well as the characters as well. So if you have printed all the dividers there, you'll find that there's dividers for you to swap them in, and you will swap 1 set of the characters out here as well for the main characters of that campaign that you're playing. So I will just put aside this, which actually are all the stuff that's actually for playing the additional campaigns. And normally you will just store this back into the box, so that it's mainly just for to store the other campaigns that you're not playing at the moment. So as you can see, I will put everything back. It will fit nicely. Unfortunately, I don't have a solution for the storage of sleeved cards. So this is just the cards without the sleeve. I actually did not sleeve all the cards, as I find that there's some cards that actually really doesn't have much of a reason to be sleeved. Okay, but that's quite a personal thing, I guess. So let's talk about the main box. So Standees, I think you've seen it in my last video. It didn't work for me, what a pity, but it was a very nice print. I played Niam. This is the Echo the Past save sheet, and my previous save sheets can be found here. This is a special save sheet I took from BGG, which contains additional and also a very nice name map as well. This map is actually fantastic. Okay, if you don't want to have any spoilers, you have to close your eyes now. It will show the complete map for the Fall of Avalon. I really wish that they have done it for the other 2 campaigns, because this is rather helpful for me to find a certain town, how it's connected. And the other save sheets here, as you can see, for the 2 add-on campaigns. So this is the main stuff. I kept the rulebook with me because I thought I might refer to it but actually you realize that you can actually use the PDF a lot. So this is the initial setup for the last night. I have not really cleaned up everything, but as you can see, I have a humongous storehouse where I store all my items in the game. But following the rules, I will pick up the 5 items that I will intend to bring over, including a companion, weapons. These are all the expendables. I do not know if they fall into the category of the 5 items. I might decide to just bring them as it is after clean out the rest. And the other sheets basically contain some of the adventure kits and stuff like that, as well as my horse. I thought this should not be included in the items. It doesn't make sense. If you can get onto a ship and sail back to your homeland, you should be able to bring as much as you want. And the secret cards are basically all the cards will be removed. I checked. I do not have any of the other cards that I was told to keep. Not even the secrets 1991 and 92. But I do have this card, which actually nerfed one of the disadvantage of Niam, which actually I gained during the adventures, and I was told that I could keep this. So depending on which character you play, they might be cards that you will bring over. So originally I had been like keeping all the different attribute cards beside my characters, and I think that takes up a lot of space beside the playboard. What I did was I actually found this sheet on BGG as well. I'll post a link later. Printed it double side, and instead of keeping the cards, I will just highlight those skills that I acquired. It's a much faster reference than to dig up all the various cards that lies beside my character tabs, my character board. Yeah. I printed out the FAQ. This FAQ is pretty useful. As I might say, some of the mistakes were actually even in the apps after migration. There is actually quite a few I already found in the Age of Legend. I'll probably report them on BGG so that the developer can update them. But basically having this is useful to refer to when you need to. And the setup for Red Death is as such. I will have the rulebook, the exploration rulebook here, just in case I need to refer to something. Normally I don't, but actually I found that in the Age of Legend there was one broken link where there was a continue, and after clicking the continue, you just go back out into the exploration, and you have to refer to the book to find the secret passage to the link. I will report that as well to keep the application current. This is the sleeve I use for the combat diplomacy cards that I use for my character. As you can see, I don't really need a lot, and this pack still have plenty. My main character sheet for Niam. As you can see, the rest I didn't really touch much. I realized that the donkey pack, this is called the pack donkey, actually is a very, very important pack, which I have sadly only realized quite near the end of the Age of Legend, and I hope I'll be able to put it to use much in the final campaign in Red Death. Okay, let's talk about how I store the Red Death stuff. So my aim is to have only one box to unpack when I start playing Red Death. I do not want to take this box out. I only want everything here. So I will talk about how I store Red Death here first, before I talk about what happened to the rest of the stuff that originally came with the Fall of Avalon. So maybe just very, very quick go through. You will remember this if you have seen it before. So these are my 2 boxes. The box that contains one of them contains all the dice as well as the D8 to represent the Menhi. But I heard in the Red Death there's no more Menhi. So there will be the time token, the quest tokens. Some of them is here. I do not need to unwrap all of them. These are the some of the cards that's gained by Niam. As you can see from her tab here. The other 3 characters, which is from the Fall of Avalon, I just leave it here, but you could take it out if you want to. So as also I replaced all the characters from the Fall of Avalon as well. So if you are playing the other campaigns, you will swap this in and out accordingly to the color that they belongs to. I have it all here. This is the special cards I talked about in the previous one, where there are numbers. It's used to track the enemy's hit point. I think I will need to add more because I heard that there are enemies with more than 50 hit points in this campaign. The rest of here is the same. I have prepared all the cards for the 4 various encounters colors here. As the rest of the Red Death, I have prepared all the new quests, the new events, the random events here, as well as the special event from A to... Actually, there's only very few cards here anyway. So the rest of the cards that I don't use, I just put it into the special small slot here. This box contains all the colored tokens, as well as the deluxified token that I use. I left all my skills, you know, these are all the small cards. Those are all the skill attribute cards. So after referring to the new sheet I printed, I actually don't use them, I just keep them here. So these are where all the location cards are. Basically, I also kept the user guides, the user quicks, cheat sheets here. So this I sleeve them, a few of them, because I think I'll be touching them very often. I just want to keep them in very good condition. There's a small holes here where I can keep all this here. So these are all the adventure cards, the location cards, and these are the ones that I discovered. So as you see, I have not started playing the game. So this is how it looks like, but there'll be plenty of space for everything here. So Red Death is a very small campaign, which consists of only, I think, about 7 to 9. I originally thought it was 9, but perhaps it was only 7 because as I unwrap the cards, I only see up to chapter 7. So talk about the secret cards. Secret cards are arranged in a way that this is 1 to 49, 50 to 100. 50 to 100 will have a lot more cards, so you will take out the whole slots. This one has a little bit of space. Here I have reused one of the tabs, but actually these are not the secret cards. These are the secret cards, but this is from 100, 150, or is it to 200. So these are all from the Red Death campaign. Okay, so it starts from 101 onwards. And behind I kept the... all these are actually the special ancient items, the more powerful items that is used in Red Death. Here I splitted them into 2 sections. One of them will contain all the items that you did not gain or you have returned back. That's normal to the game. That means they are not like the ancient items. And the other one that's stuck behind actually is all the advanced attribute cards. So the 4 slots are sufficiently enough to put all your Red Death campaigns mini cards inside. So these are all the setup that I need to play the game, and the miniatures is as per normal. So we take a look at what actually happened in the original Red Death box. So there are quite a few options what you want to do with the original, Fall of Avalon stuff. It's the best to keep it back to this box, but I have other options, but I'll talk about how you will likely do it. So these are the letters that comes from if you're visiting this Red Death after which of the campaign, which you probably read through once and you will not use it again, together with the save sheet. I kept the original exploration journal here because I think this doesn't go into the additional campaign box. So basically you'll find that the Red Death is a very big box, but the holes for putting the cards are actually very, very small. As you can see here, especially for a location card, with this amount, you're quite unlikely to be able to put all the locations from any of the previous campaign. The small cards here are actually, you will move all the small cards for the secret cards and everything into the main box here, as I already mentioned. And this is also not enough for all the encounters cards. One of the ways you can do is you can leave this, as you realize that there's actually a very, very big gap below. You can keep all the cards in the lot bags here, which I think will fit nicely. And then you ziplock either all the encounter cards together or split the encounters into various colors and just have all the ziplock bags below, which you can stuff it here. And you can take out the characters you want to use for Red Death, although I'm going to continue with Niam. So this would actually hold all the Red Death components nicely if you want to, and that leaves you to one box for playing with the campaign. But I'm going to show you how actually I did it, because I have other options like I mentioned. So I have this box. This is one of those boxes that's used to keep Pokemon cards or generic Ultraman cards or cards of that kind of size. So it claims that it can keep thousands of cards. What I did was actually I'm using this with Dragon Fire So some of the Dragonfire cards are already here. These slow slots belong to Dragonfire. And I kept the original Fall of Avalon location cards here. As you can see, it's a very, very thick stack. So I kept them by making one compartment with them with these removable tabs. The various encounters, as you can see, and the various event cards. Yeah, the various event cards for the Fall of Avalon is actually placed here. So if you need to, you will have to place this into this beneath, which I think is entirely possible. Although since I have a better solution, I will just keep it this way, and I'm not playing Dragonfire for a while. So this box nicely keep everything together. You could use any other containers that is designed to keep cards of this size as well. So as you can see, I'm all set to start Red Death, and I hope I should be able to complete it soon and maybe talk about more about this, which unfortunately I already heard a lot more negative than positive comments about the Red Death campaign, it being not really polished, and there are various other stuff. But anyway, we will find out, I guess. So thanks for watching. I hope to be able to give you another breakdown soon, or maybe talk about other games. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.